of people who can galvanize the society really and bring them together in support of the movement. But it's also the fact that under the Raisi administration specifically of the current president, who has been in power since 2021, from the day one you've had what you can call now many in Iran are calling it second cultural revolution in memory of the early cultural revolution, i.e. early days of the Islamic Republic after 1979, which the goal of which is to basically ideologically cleanse the universities out of people that they don't like and replacing them with the hacks of the regime. So it has a lot to do with the anniversary of the movement, and these are the professors who were who were in some ways involved in solidarity or potentially involved in solidarity with that movement. But it's also a way of just getting rid of potential ideological rivals to the regime's ideology.
Right, and looks like they are worried that the protest will reignite. Is this a tangible option? Do you think that it might happen?
Iran has been in a constant state of protest since around 2017, when you think about it. We've had several rounds, despite hundreds of people being killed, despite many people being executed, despite thousands of people being arrested. Iranians have protested time and time again. And even regime's own ideologues, regime's own strategists, when you listen to the interviews with them, when you really listen to them, it's very clear that they know that the fundamental causes of the protests are still here, and protest might reignite at any moment. Now, whether the anniversary itself will lead to a new protest wave and significant events is open to, it might happen, of course. But even if that doesn't happen, the fundamental trend for protests in Iranian society is there, because the causes, i.e. regime's oppression, but also the terrible economic situation in the country, and the continued repression, which is very visible in the sign of these expulsions from universities. And also I should add teachers, many teachers and teachers activists are also being expelled or punished in one way or the other. There is an increasing crackdown on women, reintroducing really harsh repression in regards to their mandatory hijab. All of this means that Iranian society is still a site of potential protest and against the regime at any moment.
Right, but bottom line, looking back at this year, they did not succeed in changing really the course of this regime.
Yes, of course, it's a very difficult task, and the protest movement has very fundamental weaknesses. Most importantly, it doesn't have organization, it doesn't have a strategy, it doesn't have a leadership, unfortunately. And unfortunately, those Iranians abroad, political organizations and others abroad, have failed to really produce any kind of an alternative there as well, despite some unsuccessful efforts. So it's a very difficult task to confront this dictatorship. And Khomeini, the top dictator, supreme leader, has shown determination and brutality, and the regime has survived with its brutality. The protest movements will need to find political strategies, and most importantly, organization and leadership, as hard as it is, if they are going to succeed in the very difficult task of overthrowing this regime, which has been a demand for Iranians for a long time.